Welcome back, my sunshiny friends. How are we today? Today we are answering 20 questions about Zepbound, GLP1s, my weight loss journey specifically. So buckle up, Buttercup. We've got 20 questions coming at ya. Welcome back, my friends. I am Cheryl, and this is my channel where I have been documenting my weight loss journey for the past 21 months with the help and aid of Zepbound, a GLP-1 medication. I have lost over 75 pounds to date. And many questions regarding Zepbound and GLP-1s and that journey have come in, and we are going to answer those questions now. So we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to go as quick as I possibly can so that this doesn't become a 45-minute video. All right, first and foremost, what made you decide it was time to start Zepbound? And if you guys go back on my channel, you will see my journey from the very beginning, and a lot of these questions have been answered in detail. But for me personally, I have CKD, chronic kidney disease. When I found out about that diagnosis a couple of years ago, we were trying to figure out what the next step was. And after months of kind of going back and forth, my doctor had prescribed Trulicity and then another medication, which were both denied. Eventually prescribing Wegovy, which is the same thing as Ozempic, and I could not get that. And then eventually Zepbound, and that was filled after a couple of months. So we had first decided to try something, and I wasn't really thinking that much into it. It was months of waiting for these medications and approvals and stuff before I started to realize that this could also be something that helped me on my weight loss quest. And eventually we really started to push with the insurance company to get some type of medication. So that was pushing 3 years ago. I've been on the medication for almost 2. How did you feel the very first week, physically and emotionally, starting Zepbound? Exhausted. I'm not gonna lie. The very beginning, the first, I'd say 2 weeks for sure, maybe 3, the fatigue was really crazy. I was not expecting that. And the fatigue was something that I really did have to deal with in the very beginning. I don't think that there was too much like nausea and other side effects, body aches for sure, but I was definitely worn out. So I began in February on a Tuesday. I used to have to come home, take a nap. That first weekend, I was in bed. I slept a lot. So in the beginning, it was a lot of like exhaustion. Emotionally, I think I was fine. I really don't remember any like real emotional things. I think I remember the first time like getting on the scale and losing like a couple of pounds. I was like, wait a minute, okay. Maybe I finally found my thing. So, I mean, obviously I think the emotional side of it has been extremely great the entire time for me personally. But definitely in the very beginning, I didn't have any issues. What has surprised me most about being on a GLP-1? The fact that it worked. That has been the biggest shock to me, because I'm sure like many of you, I have tried 487 things, from Weight Watchers to Nutrisystem to mail order food to some really weird, I have a whole video about like some of the weird ass stuff that I have tried over the years. So I was shocked that it worked. I really truly didn't expect it to, because nothing else has. What has been the hardest part of this journey? I haven't found the journey hard specifically. I have found the journey absolutely amazing. I have loved being on this journey, especially sharing it with you guys. I would say, if anything, I would have to say difficult, it would be the inconsistency of the side effects. It's not like you can say, oh, I'm starting a new dose, so on the third day, side effects are going to be, it's just not like that. You can be on the same dose for 3 months, and on day 4 of that particular shot, halfway into it, you might start throwing up. A friend of mine came to me today and she was like, I'm so nauseous. She's been on the medication for over a year, on the same dose for quite a while, and today she was nauseous. So the inconsistency of the side effects, you just never know. You can be fine for months and then be on the toilet for days. You know, it's just, that's been a little tricky navigating the inconsistency there. Let's see. Something you wish people understood about weight loss on Zepbound. I think most people who are taking a GLP-1 will agree with me. And if you're thinking about it, this is something that I want you to make sure that you know. It is not a magic shot. And that's something I wish people understood. Just because I'm taking an injection doesn't mean weight is going to fall off, and doesn't mean it's magic. And it does not mean that we're cheating. There's still so much work that has to go into every single day of being on a medication, any type of GLP-1, any type of weight loss really. But it's not just all fun and games. It's not easy peasy. It's not magic. It's work. It truly, truly is. And I wish more people really understood that. Do you feel different day to day now compared to before, and how? So in my overall day to day, since losing 75 pounds, I definitely feel different because I'm much more mobile. I was very immobile for a while. It had gotten to the point where I was doing so little that I think depression was probably like the next step. It was getting really bad. I had just turned 50 and I was unable to do anything. So I can move so much better day to day. So yeah, I do feel different. I feel very, very different. Have there been moments where you questioned whether the medication was right for you? Never. Not once. I know that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I know that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This medication has been the biggest blessing in my life, and this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I have never questioned for a minute if I should stop or if I should have. No, not at all. Have your relationships with family, friends, partners, or how have your relationships reacted or changed during your journey? So my immediate relationships would be my husband and my 3 boys. And I don't really think anything has changed because, sorry guys, they're men. So nothing has really changed there. They're still needy. They still need me to do everything for them. That really hasn't changed. Losing weight hasn't changed, anything really there for us. I do think that during this journey, my own personal growth has started to help strengthen my relationship with my husband. And that is due, in fact, to Zepbound, because a lot of my personal growth and changes, I am definitely relating to this journey for sure. My family around me, nothing's really changed. My friends will tell me that they're proud of me or encourage me more. But I wouldn't really say too much has changed. What's one misconception about GLP-1s that you want to clear up? I think it's kind of the same as the question before, that it's not a magic shot. It is not the easy way out. There is work every single day that you will need to continue to do to continue to be successful on this journey. So I just wish that people didn't just think it was an easy way out. How do you handle weeks when the scale doesn't move? We've actually just done videos on this recently. So if you just go back in my playlist and you look, I it doesn't bother me, to be honest. I am of the mindset that this is my life now. GLP-1 will be part of my life in some way, God willing, insurance willing, for a very long time. And I'm sorry, when the scale doesn't move, it doesn't bother me. If this is the weight that I'm supposed to be, then that's fine. So if I never really lose another pound, I'm not going to be sad and discouraged about it. I'm going to continue to work and try to lose additional weight. But if I don't, I don't. There's been times where I've been in a plateau and, you might feel a little discouraged, but I just keep doing what I'm doing and know that eventually my body will kind of work itself out. So, I really do think that my overall outlook on everything has changed so dramatically, where if I was in the same mindset I was 3 years ago and the scale wasn't moving, I would be in a very different place. I'd be very negative about it. But this journey has changed me so much that when the scale doesn't move, it's fine. What's been your biggest non-scale victory so far? Getting to a size medium, and now even like this top is a small, that's still really, really strange to me. So that's been a huge victory. That's not even something like, I don't set goals. So that was never like a goal. And if I'm being honest, if I had set goals, it would have probably have been to like be in a large, which to me, I still look like I'm a large. But the fact that I'm wearing a size medium pants and a small top is very, very peculiar to me. So that's been a huge win. But more so than that, than like numbers and stuff like that, being able to get off the floor has been one of probably the largest non-scale victories ever. Being able to be on the floor and play with Rowan or crawl around after him, but being able to get up, that's just been, and like get up without a struggle. It's been amazing. I can get up and down on a stool, and I mean, I'm talking like a step stool, guys. Like I can get on a stool and not have to worry about getting hurt stepping off the stool. I can go up and down stairs. Like that's crazy to me. I work in a school and there's copy machines on both floors, and they call me when it needs to be fixed or toner needs to be put in it or whatever, and I can go up and down the stairs. I don't have to take the elevator anymore just to go to the second floor of the building I work in. So that's been amazing. What part of your old life or habits was hardest to let go of? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think any of it. This journey has just been so remarkable that I don't feel like I've had to leave anything behind, if that makes sense. So, my old habits that I had, I knew were unhealthy and bad habits, and I want to be better and I want to be healthier. So I'm not really, none of it is anything that has really been hard to let go of. I've told you before, if I want pizza, I'll eat a piece of pizza. If I want Five Guys, I'll have a burger. If we want ice cream, I'll get ice cream. I get smaller, I get less. I stop eating when I'm full. So I think that mindset has helped to not feel like I'm missing out. So it's made all of it a lot easier. Something that you still struggle with today, even after losing weight, is probably, I still wear my clothes too big a lot of times, and a lot of times you guys will tell me that. I think I just got into like being used to being covered up and hidden, and my clothes being baggy and hiding the fluffy underneath, that it's been hard to not wear oversized clothes. And a lot of times I know I look bigger in the clothes that I still wear, but I'm also 53 and not trying to like, I used to like want to be noticed in a way, like for my body. And I don't really mean it like in that way, but that's not where I am anymore. I just don't really care. So the clothes have still been a little bit of an issue for me. And then thinking that like I don't look good, like thinking that I still look fat. That's kind of been something that I still struggle with that. What has Zepbound changed about my confidence or self-image? So much. So much. I am so much more confident. I can get up and get dressed and just like open my closet and put clothes on. Where in the past, I would have to plan out my clothes for a week. If I knew I was going to be doing something on this day and I needed to wear certain clothes or outfit, like my clothes were very limited. My outfits were very limited because I would want to be comfortable, yet I didn't want anything to like show things. And I didn't have a lot of clothes because finding things in a 2X are more expensive, and it was hard to afford clothes that were larger. And I didn't want to waste money on like 2X clothing. So that my self-image and my confidence has just, it's crazy how much better I feel about myself. I mean, obviously we all still have doubts and we don't think that we're good enough, but it's been unbelievable what this journey has done for me and for my confidence. How has your relationship with food changed? I don't let food control me anymore. I used to, it was all consuming. And I've talked about this in multiple videos where, you know, you wake up in the morning and what's for dinner? What am I going to eat here? My mind is so much clearer. The food noise is gone. That it's just so much has changed. I control what I eat now. Food doesn't control me. And it's just been an unbelievable experience. Did you deal with fear of regaining weight? If yes, how do you manage it? So I'm still in it. I'm still on this journey, and I plan to continue to be here for quite a while. So I'm not really there yet, and I'm hoping, you know, the longer I'm able to stay on this medication, life would be great. That I won't have to deal with that, because obviously in the back of your head, it's always going to be something that you think. One thing that I did, and I have told you guys I encourage, is getting rid of your safety net. Get rid of the fat clothes, get rid of the bigger sizes. Don't keep it around in case, because that's, I feel like, setting yourself up for failure. So once it's too big for me, if I put it on and I know, and now I'm kind of better. In the beginning, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. You guys have said it so many times. You're like, that shirt's too big. That's when I put something on, if I know it's too big or it's making me a little uncomfortable, I take it off. I throw it in the bottom of my closet. And once it goes there, I do not take it again. I bag it up, and I'll take it usually to my mom and see if she wants it first, or I will donate it. Right here, we have a bin at school, and when we put clothes in it, we get money for our school from the weight of the stuff. So I will get rid of it immediately. I don't hold on to fluffy clothes just in case I gain the weight back. And I advise you also not to do that. What is a moment in this journey that you're most proud of? I think taking a picture and looking at it and realizing that I look okay now. Because a photo for many of us is, you know, that real big kind of aha moment where we were like, damn, I got to do something. And I have told you that seeing myself in a photo with my daughter-in-law at her baby shower was one of those moments for me. And it was about 2 weeks before I finally got the medication and started on this journey. So being able to, over the summer, I think I showed you guys a picture where we took a family picture. My entire family, my husband, my 3 boys, my daughter-in-law, my son's girlfriend, and my grandson on vacation. And I was proud of that picture. And I looked good in that picture. And I was happy to put that picture up at work. So that was like, I think, a really big moment on this journey. And hitting 145 pounds. Because I feel like that was the weight that I always lied that I was. Like before I hit 200, I was always like, I'm like 145. Because anything more than that just sounded like way too much. So that was kind of a big deal too. What changes did you make that weren't because of Zepbound? So like daily things is probably like getting the protein in. Obviously, like Zepbound, I take it, but Zepbound can't still control what I do or don't eat. So getting protein in the morning, I've never been a morning breakfast person. I know how important it is. I'm not an idiot. I've just never been able to do it. So what I do instead is I focus on getting some type of protein in the morning, like before 10, 11 o'clock. And that's been major for me. And stopping food after 7:30. That's been a huge one. I very seldom, like I'll have a snack here or there. Like if I'm hungry, I'll have a snack at like 8:15, but that's like my limit. Because after 7:30, if I put food in my mouth, I will gain weight. And as silly as it sounds, sugar-free ginger ale. I've always been a ginger ale girl, at least for the last 10 years. Water, I really struggle with. Right now, my throat is super dry. Water will make me gag. I need ginger ale. And it took me a long time to make the switch. Now, I can't even drink regular anything. The sugar-free, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother my stomach. And that's been like a major, major change for me. And I have like 1 to 2 cans a day of sugar-free ginger ale. What advice would you give someone starting their first injection today? Concentrate on protein. And I'm not saying, oh my God, get 120 grams of protein in every day. Just concentrate on protein. If you're making a food choice and you know that you're not going to be super, super hungry, choose the protein first if you can. Protein first. And be prepared for side effects. That's something that I wasn't super ready for. I just kind of like took the shot one Tuesday cold. So I have done multiple videos, and there's multiple other creators who have done them as well, about all of the different types of side effects that are out there. Be ready, be prepared for them. Don't have diarrhea or constipation and be in the thick of it and not have anything. Be ready. Spend a little bit of money and have yourself prepared so that if these side effects hit, you're ready for it, because the side effects are all over the place. And just sit back and relax. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey. Don't stress. And last but certainly not least, if you could go back to the start of this journey, what would I tell myself? I would probably tell myself it's going to happen. Because I think even at the start of this journey, like every other thing I tried, I assumed it wasn't going to work. And there was really no reason for me to think that this would be any different. So I definitely went into it not really thinking it was going to be prepared. So I wasn't in like a good mindset yet. There just been so many fails, you know? So I would tell myself, just so you know, it's going to work. But really, I think it's important that everybody kind of finds their own way. Everybody's journey is just so different. I have many coworkers that are all on this journey with me. We are all in such different places, and we all do things so differently. Some people count calories, some people count protein, some people count carbs. Like everybody's different, and everybody's medical history is different. So nobody else that I work with that are on this journey with me has CKD. So my journey is very different. My protein intake is different. My H2O intake is different, and it has to be for my health. Somebody else is diabetic. Their journey is completely different. Don't compare yourself to others. That's one thing I think I would tell myself. Don't compare yourself to others. And I'm telling you the same thing. You will be able to do it. I promise you, if this girl can do it, anybody can do it. So that is 20 questions about my journey, my Zepbound journey, my weight loss thus far. I cannot tell you guys enough how much I love you, how much your encouragement, support, and love means to me, and how much that has helped me on this journey. I wish I could have told myself 2 years ago that I would have a support system of 5,000 people loving and encouraging me and rooting for me every single day, because I would have told you right where to go. That is all for today, my friends. I hope that this helped somebody, or at least helped for you guys to learn a little bit more about me. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here. If you are not yet, I would love it if you would go and subscribe. We are growing every single day. So if you are new, go check in the description box. There is a link to a Facebook page. I would love to know what everyone's current go-to proteins are, or some recipes, or I'm looking for some nice options. We just decided that we're going to do picky finger foods for Christmas Eve instead of a meal like we normally do, and we just want to have, I think, more fun and like games this year at for Christmas Eve, and enjoy like the grandkids and stuff like that. So I would love, go to the Facebook group and give me some options for some of your favorite finger foods that we can have around. I thank you guys so much for being here. I love and adore each and every one of you. Remember, my friends, when you can't find the sunshine, you go be the sunshine. Bye.